All right, class, welcome back. Jeff Marshall here. We are continuing our studies of some altered pentatonic scales. We've been talking about kind of this diminished pentatonic scale. This is a structure that I use on the guitar all the time, and I use it as a basic structure or a skeleton to be able to see my diminished scale shapes. And the diminished scale is a really hip scale. There's a lot of different ways you can use it. In this case, we're going to kind of move it down a half step. Now, if you look at a dominant diminished scale as opposed to a diminished scale, a dominant diminished scale is a series of half steps and whole steps, and the diminished scale is a series of whole steps and half steps. So, in this case, if you look at the A diminished scale, whole step, half step, from the root of A, the first four notes of it are just a straight up minor scale. So half of it is right inside of the minor scale. Any minor scale, by the way. All right, then we have the next series of notes. We have the next note is a flat 5, and then we have a flat 6, and then we also have a major 6. So this kind of has the blues scale kind of baked into it with that flat 5. It kind of has the natural minor scale with the flat 6, and then the Dorian sound with the major 6, and then the next note is a major 7th. And the major 7th you could think of either being a harmonic minor sound or a melodic minor sound. So doing this little scale, this little trick by playing the diminished scale whole half over a minor chord kind of gives you all of the minor sounds kind of baked into one. Now it does sound a little out, a little tensiony, so I like to kind of just contrast it against a typical A minor sound like a minor pentatonic or a minor blues. And again, you can do this in phrases, you can think in 4-bar phrases, just taking it out a little bit on that fourth measure like we've done before. All right, I'm just going to jam a little bit over a kind of a static A minor groove and see if I can throw a little bit of that whole step, half step diminished scale in there to give it some outside tension. Here we go. Right, so it sounds a little weird and a little tensiony, but that's kind of what I'm using it for. That's the whole purpose of it. I kind of want to create that tension and resolution, of course, kind of doing that on that 4-bar phrase type feel. Of course, it doesn't have to be that, but that's just a good place to start, and then eventually you can maybe do it in 2 bars, 2-bar type feel, or 8-bar feel, whatever you're feeling at the time. All right, so basically I'm just really using that diminished pentatonic as a resource or a skeleton, if you will. So I see my A minor pentatonic or my A minor blues here. And then I just move down a half step and I can see this diminished pentatonic here, and that allows me to see the other notes of that scale. And then I can get some of those kind of outsidey, kind of tensiony sounds. Now, of course, like we said before, those diminished pentatonics are symmetrical, so I could move that up a minor third. So what I want to do here is I want to move that up a minor third so I can see that. But then I also want to see where my A minor pentatonic is. So if I was playing A minor pentatonic in this position, then I could simply just go. See that diminished pentatonic right there. So you kind of want to do this, you want to contrast this against your different pentatonic boxes. So for example, if I was playing here, here's another pentatonic box. There's my A minor pentatonic. Now I can see that diminished pentatonic kind of from the D note here. So if you can kind of contrast against your minor pentatonic in all the boxes and all the shapes, then you can actually just implement this at will really pretty easily. And the beautiful thing is that it's the same shape every time. That diminished pentatonic just repeats that shape, and then of course you can infiltrate it with some of those other notes. All right, let's jump over to our practice session and see if we can implement this diminished pentatonic down a half step. I'll see you there.